talked to David Cole, which is the one that signed Draw's permit, and me and him went round and round a few times there, and he was just telling us the same thing that you're saying. It's going to affect upriver, not downriver. And he said, he asked my address and I gave it to him. He said, according to the 100-year flood plan or whatnot, standing in the middle of my yard, and the 100 years supposedly to him is the worst case scenario, it would be 3 feet deep. Our last flood in 2021, I got pictures to prove it was 4 feet deep.
Chain link
The whole
fence.
thing needs to be reevaluated.
Yeah,
The whole city.
Chain link fence, it was over it. That's 4-foot fence.
Yeah.
And you all base your information on that. Well, went past all that. You know, we're at the point of that has to make a difference.
Right.
On that.
I think you should take it up with the state and with FEMA. They're responsible for creating these models that I adapt my model to.
Can we get a hold on this or get it halted until we get some answers?
Till we had this 19th meeting with the state.
I can't speak to that. And as far as the 19th, I looked at what they put online. That was labeled as a pre-conference telephone call.
Yeah.
So that's the first of several possible meetings. So there's going to be multiple steps. It's not just the 19th is what I'm trying to say.
Well, can we get it halted until we get answers? I mean, point blank. Is that the developer up there, the one that?
Yeah, I just talked to him, and he's going to talk to his people tomorrow. I'm going to give him a call tomorrow to see if we can't halt the process until after this appeals is over.
Sounds at least fair.
So I've got his phone number right here. He wrote his phone number.
That's too big of
See
an
what we
This
do.
thing, why can't you clean the river out?
Well, I can answer that.
Yeah.
Because for a year and a half, we've had a log jam over on 82. That was classified as an emergency. And I went to the USDA about money, and they called me today and said, hey, we're going to send you the final paperwork on getting that one. And one more, I told them, I said, we have probably 8 or 10 log jams here in Powell County. That's affecting these floods, just the same as anything else.
Well, you've grown all the way down through our fields.
Exactly.
You know,
But for 2 log jams, it's going to cost a little bit over $100,000.
Well, that's,
So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get the money to do that.
what's it costing us?
Well, exactly. But, the thing about it is, if you've got an extra $100,000 per log jam, you're looking at $1 million. We want to do, I'll be the first to say that I want the log jams cleared up because I think it will eliminate some of the flooding.
FEMA's a joke anyway.
We
It
gotta
is.
fix it.
It won't help nobody.
I want the town to grow, but you gotta fix the river problem first.
Agreed.
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Bobby, I don't know if Bobby's talked to you about the planning that we're into with Army Corps of Engineers and stuff. It's been going on, well, I know a year and a half since I've been here. And we're on phase 2.
Started about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's on phase 2 right now. And
Well, I don't think my flood insurance can hold up if the flood hits me anytime soon.
I agree.
53,000 last time, let it know each time.
But the
That's
federal
gonna be the bottom
government,
line, the insurance.
federal government is hurry up and wait. That's their deal.
Well, the river won't wait.
No, it won't. It won't. And like Highway 82, those logs are hung onto a 6-inch water line that feeds half of Powell County.
Remember you telling me
If
about that.
if that busts, half of Powell County's gonna be without water for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And, they're more worried about the mussel, and they're worried about the bats mating season and stuff like that. And I asked them, I said, what about the people? And they couldn't answer that.
We don't pay taxes, they don't care about those.
It ain't gonna,
But as far as standing up for you, yeah, I'm gonna stand up for what's right, and I will stand up for you.
Stand it up right now.
So, that's what we wanna try to do.
it's after taking pictures during the flood, the only thing FEMA done for me is try to loan me some damn money.
Yep.
They didn't pay me for nothing.
Yep.
On the damn thing, I got a case of water from cleaning supplies, but hell, that didn't do a damn thing for my situation. No.
I'll be the first one to say it's a joke. It is a joke.
I was paying $3,000 a year for flood and fire insurance. It's bullshit. They might never pay one dime for nothing, even when they had flood insurance. I can't afford it, I can't, you know,
Nobody here is proud of things, well, I'm
it's a joke, they'll send their money someplace else. So I'll tell you, if we flood again, FEMA comes to one place, I'm gonna run them off. Because they're sorry excuse, they're just thieves, that's
And
all.
you know,
they are.
this guy here, like I just told you, that you all are scared.
Yes.
You know, you're scared what may happen to your property and stuff.
Eddie, I worked all my life what I got. It ain't much, but it's mine.
Totally agree.
Okay, and I don't want it washed off the map.
Totally
This
agree.
is just,
And I just.
no
I just
excuse
want-
for this.
I just want to make sure that they understand where you all are coming from. Because it is. You know, whenever you go through all these floods and stuff, it's not fun. You know,
No, it's
Hey,
not.
if dollar stores want to build, they got plenty of money, let them put the canal in for us.
but let's.
How about that?
As far as, that'd be great. But I don't think they did that, but let it, you know, my thing is let's see what it says tomorrow. You know, only thing we can say is yes or no, and it'd be, you know, and again, like I told him, it'd be very beneficial to wait the 30 days. But he's gonna check with his people and see what they do, and we'll find out.
You gonna get back with us, Eddie? You gonna get with you on it or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him tomorrow.
I'd say social media would be the best way to get a hold of us, or maybe the locals
Right over
maybe.
there.
In the next meeting.
It needs everybody to know, not just us.
Yes, next week, a
Yeah,
lot of
we
people
can
can make
put
it.
it on our Powell County Public Information
Great.
and see.
This guy here got something to show you.
I don't want you leaving here thinking the people place that he hates you, it's just we're frustrated.
Right, exactly,
It's
sir.
like in our newspaper,
Right.
I have a mortgage payment every month, then I have an insurance payment, and then I pay $3,500 a year for flood insurance. That's almost $300 out of my payment every month, so it scares the hell out of me. I'm not from here, I've lived here about 5 years now, but it's a lot of money, you know?
Why do we the people want to take a chance? Why even take a chance of even putting something in there to change anything? It's bad enough the way it is, so why alter anything?
And I've said it a few times, and I realized that I don't live here, and I wasn't flooded in 21 and the previous 10 floods. I realized that. So I can't act like I know what it's like to have my house harmed by floodwater, but I do understand this impact, and that's why I take seriously what I do. That when I'm doing a flood model, he's paying my bills, but I'm really not working for him. I'm working for making sure that what we're doing, using the best tools I have at my disposal, don't harm anybody. And I realize you don't have to believe me, but the best I can do is tell you honestly that that's the way I look at it. The most first-hand experience I've had with flooding was the floods a couple years ago in far eastern Kentucky. We actually had a store in Letcher County that ended up being the only thing that stayed open for 30 miles. It was way back in the
They will stay up.
It was able to serve the public.
Is it because it was built up real high?
Yeah,
It
higher
was-
than
it
everybody
was-
else. flooded everybody.
Exactly, it was built up.
Yep.
And it was able to stay open and serve as a helipad to get people rescued. And I went down there and got to not much, but got to help a little bit, bring a bunch of donations and stuff like that. And so what I'm trying to say is I saw firsthand the impact and how devastating it is. And like I say, you have a conceptual understanding of what a flood can do, but until you see it firsthand,
Exactly.
it's awful. My brother is on Wolf County Search and Rescue. He spent several days in those floodwaters trying to pull people out. The things he saw, I wouldn't wish on anybody. So, in my opinion, flood modeling is probably the most impactful type of engineering I do. Flood modeling and making sure we have safe entrances are two of the most impactful things I do. And so I do take it very, very seriously, but I also understand that you don't have to take what I say and run with it. But I do at least want you to understand that I do care about what I'm doing. And that's all I got.
You know, the biggest problem with buying a house in Clay City, they can't afford to flood it.
Right,
Yep.
right.
That's the biggest problem we have, is those problems.
It's a problem. He saw it, like he you allude to a canal,
Here-
you need, in order to make a big change for Clay City, there needs to be a big public works project. Something that's probably on federal funding type level.
That's what the judge is.
Right.
Well, here's the thing, how long are we gonna be able to have flood insurance? They're gonna cut us off, they're not gonna eat that every time. They're either gonna jack it up so high we can't afford it, or they're gonna cut us off. Then what do you do?
And did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I want to thank you for coming, but I want to know from you guys, what could we have done to keep this from happening? Do we have any ordinances in place to keep, you know?
No, they went over us and went to the state. I mean,
That's why I don't know the process, that's why
We could have been warned ahead of time.
I'm,
When
whatever
footage
Stacy
come in
gave.
up here, they come in here and had a meeting with us before we built
they
anything.
was here.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do this
The town had no idea what was going on until
Because
it
they
was
went through the
done.
back door.
They went through the back door, exactly.
Through the city first.
I'm not trying
It's in
to-
the ordinance.
Y'all should fight that.
But we should be able to count on our local government to have our backs.
But the local government also needs every one of you people in this room to agree to be on a zoning committee.
Oh, I agree,
To
2
be
years
on all
ago.
these committees, we need to make those decisions of what you want and don't want. We
Glenville
need to
agreed
see and hear from you.
I've been here 2 or 3 years ago and told Joe about things like this. And you can't tell me, you can't find 5 people to sit on the zoning board. I told you I didn't want to, but I'd sit, Jeff said he'd sit.
I said I'd sit.
This lady down here works with IGA, Betty Whitcomb, or whatever her name is, said she'd sit. This lady here just said she'd sit. Now, what's the deal?
Should have happened 2 years ago.
There's 2 boards.
2 boards.
He said he'd sit.
The process has changed a whole lot too.
I mean, my philosophy is if you'd had zoning in here, at least you could have had all these people come in with all their evidence of what he's gonna do and whether it's gonna flood, or whether they have time to go over it before they start. I don't know if it'll flood Clay City or not, but I know when they built the one down the road down there, I never heard nobody say anything. Nobody whined because it's a family.
And
And it may get the Dairy Queen and the IGA and some of them places, I don't know, I'm not
Well,
an engineer.
I will
but-
say this, I spoke to Steve Cottle, just the other day. He can't be here because he's actually out of town. He owns Dairy Queen. I mean, this last flood, I mean, it was at their door. I mean, it actually came inside of the door. I mean, and then you think, I mean,
Even zoning ain't gonna do no good if you don't clean the damn river out. Simple as that. You know, get your drone, fly down the river and look, say, you can do it. I mean, we got people here
I've
flying
already
over
had
floods.
the Department of Agriculture here. I've had them looking at the
But
river.
I'm saying, but zoning ain't gonna mean shit if they don't clean the river out, because that's the start of it. I mean, your taxes ain't flooding.
Got a little girl present.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just, but everybody agrees, zoning ain't gonna do no good if you don't clean the river out.
I know how sad it is to see a house get flooded. I sit over there, and Billy and I watched it get up to the windows on Ronnie Hall's house over there. And I know what kind of mess it leaves.
Yeah, but you, I mean, you're still sitting up on a high spot. You know,
No, I know.
I mean,
I know.
Did it get you?
I'll be 35,000 to cash too to get it back.
oh, I took 30,000 out of my savings because I only had 50,000 in insurance. So,
And if it floods again right quick, it's gonna be double the price of what it was then.
You ain't gonna have them buy it in Clay City.
Yeah,
They're gonna move out. Got to.
Homes.
I'm too old to relocate, but you know, if they ain't got nothing to live in.
Economy and everything.
So what's the bottom line about that? Is there anything we can do?
We're waiting for the state, I
Waiting
guess.
for the state.
See if they'll stop, see if they're gonna stop until then.
Yeah.
Why are they not working the last couple of days, is the question out of the blue. Why have they not been up there working?
Friday and today.
worked last weekend in the rain.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they worked last week in the rain. They didn't work Friday and today.
that order came down.
I asked them not to. I asked to come meet you.
So they listen to you, then just go ahead and stop it then.
I can't.
Oh.
I won't either. The cost involved in trying to stop the process, and what they would penalize me for not hitting my deadline on a process that we've spent 8 months from now to now, checking every single box along the way, everything that we were supposed to do in order to make this project happen, we did. We modeled,
So-
we did everything.
So that's your answer that we're waiting on then, because you said you won't.
Yeah,
I didn't. I said, I
Yeah.
won't
Yeah,
make
you
that
did.
call
You
by
did too.
myself.
You did.
you said you won't.
Yeah,
I won't make that call by myself. What I will
that
tell
wasn't,
you-
that part you didn't put in, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
You said, will you? I don't have the ability to. I won't
Okay.
make that call
Okay.
myself. That will not happen.
Okay,
But I will take the information to my corporate partners and to my family who owns this property. This is how my family takes care of my family. So,
Well, we don't have homes, but
listen, I'm not trying to be flippant about your situation whatsoever. I am very serious about wanting to be a member of this community, and this is how, hopefully my daughters will inherit this site, this location, this store, and this will provide for them. I'm very serious about making sure that I do a good job here. I can't just flip a button, pull a lever, especially if there is no justifiable cause, and I say cause in I need somebody to tell me you did something wrong. At this moment, we've not. So I'm going to have the conversation. That's the very least I can do, but I needed to have this conversation first. I wanted to hear from you. But we're going to have further conversations. We will try to do everything we can to be a good member of the community and to do what we're supposed to do. But that, hopefully that answers your question.
thank you.
And the main thing is, you know, you said that it cost $20,000, 25,000 to cease. You know, that's a month, maybe 2 months.
If he started in the right place before he started building, then maybe, we wouldn't be here right now.
No, the thing about it is, you know, I think that if you show a sign of faith that, you know, we want to try to do what's right, and, you know, I understand you have to talk to your corporate sponsors and all that stuff, but, you know, tell them that it takes the locals to make that store. You know, it's not going to be the people coming in and drag strips and stuff like that. It's going to be everybody in here shopping at that store to make your store. And,
If everybody boycotts that store, nobody goes there, what are you gonna do with it?
It'll sit there like some of the other buildings.
Your daughter won't want it.
It's customer you're talking to.
I'm completely aware of everything you're saying. I'm telling you, I don't have the ability right now in this moment to give you that answer. I promise I will go, I will have those conversations. I will pass along every bit of the information that you've given us. We will talk to the state. We'll make sure that our models are correct and we've not done anything wrong. I'll talk to the judge executive and the mayor. We will make sure that we have the appropriate conversations past this meeting. I can promise you that.
Sir, you're saying that you haven't done anything wrong. Wait till the next flood, then come back and tell us that again,
I will.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Just make sure you got a clear understanding that we don't want it here.
Right. We don't want it here.
Don't take it.
It's not that I don't want it here, but I don't want it where it's at. If you put it somewhere, it's $1,000 stores within a 5-mile
exactly,
radius.
don't need it.
And if you'd had the meeting, you know, announced publicly and had it after 5 o'clock when people get off work, I guarantee you, this place would be full of people
Yeah,
that's
they're
not
still
wanting here.
rolling.
Yeah, they're still here.
I work all day, I just.
Yeah. I mean, I had to leave work early to get here.
Sir, I have a question. Do you have any idea, does the land beside it, what's gonna happen there? Are they gonna build something else there to make that other quarter, that bathtub, make
Has he
it?
purchased it?
They rumored going around, there's gonna be another building built.
Yes.
Has he purchased it?
I don't have any knowledge. I don't own that property. I don't,
Well,
I can't speak.
But
to
is that opening the gate for something else to be built there?
Yes.
Because you didn't buy it to keep something from being built there, right?
No.
Okay.
I
Okay.
bought it because this is a site that Dollar General wants.
The land you bought is what you got black tarp around? That's all you bought? Okay, so you don't know nothing about the other side of it?
No, sir.
Okay. I don't know, he won't,
No, they bought it.
they bought it? Yeah, it's bought.
After
Dollar
Brandon
General's
got it ready.
leasing it. it
Yeah.
Dollar General's
from
leased
him.
from him, he bought it.
I know that, but I heard it's been leased to him.
Have you seen the
It's
video?
been leased to another company, to the,
From the
and
last flood?
he bought it and he's leased it to the Dollar General.
Have you really watched that and seen what, how much water is in that
It's all
hole
through the bank.
that you all are filling?
That's why I like it, where the water's gonna go.
Engineer, because I can't understand the.
Have you watched the video of the aerial drone footage of the last flood that we had?
Yeah, go by it.
Yeah.
I've seen videos, I'm not sure if I've seen, if you wanna show the video you're talking about.
All of our houses.
Yeah, show our house in there, show my house in
If I
there.
had good internet, I would show you the whole video. But you really need
I'll
to
take my
watch
concrete
it.
blocks, come down on both sides of my house.
Right here is the video.
Really.
Here is just a picture of this area that we're in right now. And this building is right here. That's a lot of water in that hole. You're saying that the models are showing a walking effect? It's coming up closer to my house.
Good.
Coming up more and further than my house. It's not gonna get his house if it's at the threshold.
The best analogy that I come up with to think of is a penny in a bathtub. You drop one penny in a bathtub, you can't measure how much it raises the water.
That's
But you're putting a lot more dirt in the hole than a penny.
In the scope of the entire floodplain and its size, it's similar kind of scale.
It's not
It's tiny versus huge. I mean, water.
That is a lot of
It's
dirt.
very huge for the people.
That is a lot of dirt in that hole up there.
Must be off a big penny.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of water that used to be in that hole, and now it's gonna be out. Instead of being in that hole, it's gonna be out coming down toward us.
There's your check.
Okay, anybody got any more questions?
Well,
Y'all have any questions down there in the hall that we hear?
well, they have some report there.
Any more questions, please, sit down.
He's listed to the dollar stores. Yeah, there's a lot there beside it.
Hey, Bobby, Randy done an injunction.
No, I understand.
To hold it up, depending on the outcome of the state. No type of injunction, you just all depend on the outcome of the
Hold it down, one at a time.
I've got a question. Say this place comes in and it just destroys our property. Scott, this is a question for you since you are an attorney.
Okay.
Could all of us citizens of Clay City get together and sue that company?
You know, I don't know if you could or not. In theory, if they,
Yes, I-
if, the problem that you would have with that is, one, if the state okays it, and the state says it does not create any significant change in the water flow, that creates a very high burden. The second thing would, you know, so it'd be hard to show that the flooding was increased by what they did. It, you know, it's hard to say that that causes it, or that you have to go through. Your best chance at halting this is with the state and this appeal.
The state has to find a way of changing the floodplain when they want to.
If it gets past that, it's going to be very difficult to do. And I think y'all have some very valid grounds to proceed with that. In particular, you know, we talked about the notice a little bit. I think that there's some problems with what the state did on the notice. I don't want to go into great detail.
Sure was.
That's what I was getting ready to bring up with you.
I will say, Ms. Willie, I'd be glad to tell you what my concerns are if you would like to ask me. I'll call the office or whatever.
All right.
And because as far as the notice, I'm not sure if being put in the Swift Creek Courier is what it should be. Now, I don't know if the state will say, you know, that might get you another hearing, that might put you back at square one, everything like this else, but I'm not sure that's where the notice should be. And I have real concerns about that myself.
So like it kind of slid in through the back door and came into the state, and then came back to the city, and nobody knew what was going on for 8 months as this has been in development, as we've been told.
So the notice part is something that really jumped out. And because we've had some controversy here in the county, y'all probably aware of it, about what's the official paper, is it this paper, is it that paper, et cetera.
It's not a paper anymore, it's social media. That's the reason the Clay City Times is that.
I will say this, the Clay City Times, to my knowledge, has been using the paper out of Winchester. Because we kind of felt it complied with the statute. We want to use the Patriot, we attempt to use the Patriot, there's no question about that. And sometimes we put things in both papers. But I'm not sure the Swift Creek area is involved.
I mean, I think it's only distributed like 2 places here in Howard County, which is.
And I know Slade places,
Slade.
they've all kind of been debating that, and it's kind of questionable thing. I think the notice that may be a good. Okay?
Where is the
Let's see
city
what
on
happens
this?
Yes, so.
Where is the
Get back
city
with
on
us, Ed.
this?
He's got a question.
Where is the city on this? I mean, we've never in 7
We
years.
don't
I've
need no
been
more
here.
water, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, for 70 years, we ain't been able to build it down this for the simple reason in the floodplain. Now, the other store down here, I was told, I won't say who, but they more or less paid Frankfurt off to build that one. Is that what's going on here?
Right now.
Same thing here.
Now, when all that comes down 7th Street, I own a lot of property there.
And then it's gonna
And
come
every
down.
flood is recorded. Exactly how it got, and most of the time I've seen the recording when it put. Now, if it comes up again, this one down here, if we get a flood like 78, Smith Holler will blow that store plumb out of water.
Yeah.
And up here, if this diverts it down 7th Street, you know, there's a whole lot of us gonna have a lot to say about it.
A whole lot.
Yeah, but what can we do, like Debbie said, what will we be able to do about it if it?
It's
takes-
too late.
Well,
Takes the roof out
why
already.
can't the, if the
When you
city
go back
owns
on the
this, and you didn't give a permit to build it, why don't you grab to the state with it?
We have drive to the state, but it don't matter. They're the state, we're the city.
We're the city, we're the
That's the whole
people
point.
too.
We are the city.
Stand up for us.
We
We
stand
are
it
the
up for
city.
you.
I mean, it ain't, I care if this man builds a store and make a living, I don't care about that, just, you know, it don't need to be built in the flood zone.
Well,
So we
I
haven't
understand
built in
that
the
too.
flood zone in 70 years that I've been here.
I mean, we can't even fill in our yard
Without
without having to get, I mean,
where we have to.
I
build
got low
it.
spots in my yard and I
So-
had to get a permit from the state to even fill in my yard. I mean, that's,
You gotta take it out and put it back.
and yeah, you got it
I think
exactly.
one of the council members told no about it, wasn't you? Behind your house, I think when Al was in here. He was told no, you take a teaspoon out, you put a teaspoon back in. Ronnie Hall was told no before he got flooded there, and wouldn't let him build up. But y'all gonna do that? No,
We ain't doing it.
it's happening.
I agree with that.
But we ain't doing it.
Well, what's gonna happen if this all happens, like we're saying, you're gonna have a blanket lawsuit on their hands. City, state, and, you know.
Yeah, I can't go through another $90,000.
I'm understanding.
You seen my house.
You and I.
You and Andy Barr seen my
I
house.
was in your house with Andy Ball, I think.
Exactly. So,
Andy cared enough to walk over and walk through your house with me.
yes, he did.
And I understand.
People would have showed up. But 5 o'clock is just, I mean, that's just, people don't get off work till 5 o'clock.
Not
People don't get on
advertised.
6 o'clock. I mean,
Not advertised.
us working people that have to work for our homes and our properties and.
Clay City.
Mine's the lowest.
I think the one across Kenny's got, Kenny Rice has got the Lord Mark.
My granny's used to be, first one down here.
That's right about it.
Yep, right behind the Kitties, yep.
That used to be the
First place, first house I got into.
That's where the flood started. Bardo's is taking that railroad grade out.
You made it worse down here, though. Factoring on the last one we remember in our childhood, we locate by that. And then they go to changing things, and then what happens? It's hitting us again. just like they're doing right now. Yeah, did Dougie Hammer commit to take that railroad girl out? Nope. He sure didn't. That's okay, he can flood us. You get by with it.
I don't see nothing changing.
Man with money.
It's gonna stay the same.
If you can't control the river, leave the ground alone.
John, anything else you wanna add? Eddie?
No, I just want to make sure everybody understands. Bird Dog, you used to live behind you.
We used to live behind me, yeah, up here.
I did,
Yeah,
up here on 8th Avenue.
yeah.
So I've got ties and stuff here, and we're gonna try. We're gonna try to talk and see if we can get this thing stopped until the 19th. See what happens there. I'll be sure to let y'all know tomorrow. And we'll see.
I know it's 19, but why is it just my wife that's gonna be fighting with the state? What's wrong with these people we voted in?
They should be fighting the same.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I've
It's
got a copy.
revenue.
Hey,
It's
Bird Dog,
revenue.
I've got a copy of where everything's been filed. I know what you're doing. I'm watching out. I'm watching for it. And I talked to Mr. Cole actually Friday. And will it do any good for us to file also? But what we can do is we can go there for support. We can go there and listen, see what they say, and see what they can do.
Well, Tucker tells him going back home.
I'll be free that day, I'm pretty sure, I think.
We ain't done. Tucker tells going home right now.
And let's see what happens tomorrow.